Hello everybody, this is Roxanne Harris here, the Audacious Wellness Warrior, and today I want to talk all about pleasure. Pleasure, I truly believe, is the key to a woman living an audacious, turned on life. Now, what does that mean, really, when you break that down? Well, let's first look at pleasure. What is pleasure? Pleasure is something that makes us feel good. Pleasure is something that releases endorphins, those feel-good hormones that race through our body that diminish pain, decrease inflammation, support healthy brain function, and give us some joy in our day. So pleasure is actually very important, and very important in particular to women, because a lot of what women do is create. Women are actual creators, whether it's a creator of a life through giving birth to a child, whether it's creating garden or dinners or any myriad of things, but women are very creative beings, and they get more creative the more pleasure they find in a day. So as an audacious wellness warrior, you have to go out and seek pleasure. Pleasure is not just going to drop in your lap. In fact, many times something very pleasing or lovely or beautiful can be right before our face, but because of our negative or stinking attitude or mood, we refuse to see it or refuse to engage in it. Now, pleasure can be for all kinds of reasons. So one of the things I want to share with you, because we're all women here, is that the clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings on it. It is designed for the sole purpose of pleasure. The tip of a male's sex organ has, by contrast, only 4,000 nerve endings. And it's a multifunction tool. It does a lot of things, right? But for women, we actually have an organ that is designed purely for pleasure. Isn't that fascinating? Now, not only do many women not experience pleasure during intimacy, but they also don't experience pleasure throughout any period or any time of their day, right? They get stuck in a negative mood and they go through the day without experiencing pleasure. And I know from clinical experience, from personal experience, that women do best when they're experiencing pleasure on the regular. Now, this can be all kinds of things. It can be, looking at a beautiful rose or smelling it. It can be, watching a cute little, puppy roll on the grass. It can be a sensual, bubble bath. It can be erotic touch from your partner. It can be shopping for a fabulous pair of shoes. But pleasure can be found in all types of ways. And what I do know is the more pleasure that you experience in the day, the more you radiate. The more joy comes out of you, the more peace comes out of you, the more encouragement, compassion. We're just better women when we're experiencing pleasure. And sometimes you have to go after it. You have to find it, you have to seek it, and you have to create it for yourself. So one of the things I would strongly encourage you to do, and I do this with many of my clients, my coaching clients as well, is I want you to pretend like the most important person in the entire world is coming to visit. And you're going to put on this beautiful candlelight, dinner. And what would you do to wine and dine this person? Go out and get the strawberries and the wine and the chocolate, right? Pour yourself a luxurious bubble bath, eat a beautiful charcuterie board, but really experience pleasure by touch, by taste, by smell, visually, right? And bring yourself back into that pleasure realm. And I would also like to point out that people who have chronic disease, autoimmune, debilitating disease, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, most often they haven't experienced pleasure in a very long time. And they don't move towards it. In fact, they move away from it. And yet, remember at the beginning, I said pleasure releases endorphins. And endorphins make you feel good. They reduce pain. They reduce inflammation. They help you sleep. They clear your brain fog. So why not experience some pleasure? Make yourself a beautiful lunch and put it on your fine china. Put your sparkling water in the most beautiful wine goblet that you have. But try and take in the world, because in doing so, not only will you feel better physically, emotionally, and mentally, but also you'll be able to tap into that creative center much more deeply and come up with brilliant ideas. Not that you're not already brilliant, because I know that you totally are, but imagine the creativity and the energy that you could have each and every day from literally just tapping into a wee bit of a pleasurable experience. Don't wolf down that chocolate bar. Go and buy one that's really exquisite and savor every piece, right? So I wanted to encourage you today with pleasure, because I feel like in, working in my clinic for 15 years, it's the number one thing that in particular women have kind of given up on, right? And I know that it's also the number one thing that so quickly can bring a woman back into that plumb line balance, even hormonally. So I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat on pleasure. About once a week, I'm going to come to you and talk to you about sexual health and wellness. This is a good part of it. So make sure that when you're in the bedroom with your partner, that you are receiving pleasure, right? It's not just all about him, ladies. I need you to hear this, that your man needs to be pleasing you, and that will create a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful relationship. And if he doesn't know how to do it, guys, ladies, it's your job to teach him. So this has been Roxanne Harris, the Audacious Wellness Warrior, encouraging you guys, live well, live with purpose, grab a hold of your life, be audacious, and fight for your wellness and your pleasure. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon.